Alright, we just finished watching Sailor Moon, Season 1, Episode 13.
13.
Girl Power, the end of Jadite. Oh, what's this?
Oh, what's going on? So this episode was pretty serious. This was high stakes.
Mm-hmm.
We've as we saw in the last episode, they sort of foreshadowed that Jadite was going to be given sort of like a final chance. To finally take down the sailors and gather enough energy to feed his queen. And she's very disappointed in him this time. But she does even say though she says that she's happy that he's had some successes, but that the fact that he can't get rid of these sailors and that more keep appearing is just weak. Yeah. And she says that this is the last chance.
Yeah. Now, although they foreshadowed that Jadite would be coming to an end pretty soon here, the title just gives away the fact that it's the end of Jadite, which I don't know. I'm not. I don't like that. I think it should be a little more ambiguous in the
I would
way,
agree.
in how they approach that. But it's called Girl Power, the end of Jadite. So I was thinking a lot about this. Came out in 1992, June 6th, 1992, and Girl Power, Riot Girl. That was a big movement.
This is the Japanese equivalent to that, right?
So this episode definitely felt a little more
politically charged for sure
on the feminism side of things.
Yeah, well, there's definitely some dialogue where Jadite seems to have sort of a disdain for independent women. He says, "Can you do nothing without a man? You arrogant girls," and stuff like that. And they're just like, "Man, screw you. We can do this." And obviously they do.
Yeah.
This is the end of Jadite. So the majority of this is the main conflict is set up when Sailor Moon is looking at constellations of romance. She sees Tuxedo Mask. She sees the guy from the arcade. What's his name? Matoki?
Matoki.
Matoki, yeah. And she envisions them fused together. She's like, what if he was
We're calling Tuxedo Mask. Or we're calling the guy that calls Usagi Dumpling Head that she likes. Or no, that she doesn't like. We're calling him Tuxedo Mask. Because we just know, right?
But the audience does know.
Yeah, the audience knows. And yeah, so this is when we get to the hologram kind of illusion thing of Jadite when he threatens to burn Tokyo to the ground unless the three sailors meet him at like this location.
Yeah, the Haneda Airport.
Yeah,
threatening to burn Tokyo if they refuse to come at 1 in the morning. Yeah. And it appears like it's a vision. Like he's channeling himself to talk to the sailors, but his vision appeared. And everyone in Tokyo saw it.
Yeah, which was really, really weird because he addressed the sailors, like, specifically. Like, he said, Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, right? And I find it very odd that people in Tokyo saw that, but they didn't hear anything, or they didn't address it whatsoever. Really,
well, they did. Like,
Yumino says,
and curious.
Yeah, Yumino's like, oh, it's an alien, and this and this and this, but it was very obvious. I mean, at least to us,
he is an alien technically.
Yeah. They're not human. They're not human.
But what I found is the sort of terroristic implications of that was very interesting, and I don't know if that was intentional or not. Like, they really make Jadite seem like a sort of a vicious, terroristic man.
Well, they made it seem like a which it is a threat.
So the sailors do eventually agree, much to Usagi's chagrin, to go there, and they're attacked by Yuma-controlled police, whom start beating on them, and she's sort of in shock that the police would be doing this, and she runs away from them, etc., etc. They all meet up. And they find Jadite, and they begin to duel. Now, who transforms first in this episode? I believe Sailor Mercury.
Yeah, Mercury
transfers first. And then throughout this entire episode, you see her taking more initiative than the other characters because the conflict between Rei and Usagi seems to impede.
Yeah,
even though Rei is arguably the most skilled fighter.
Exactly, and Rei and Usagi, their bickering continues. Yeah, there's this conflict. They
have a little fight about boys in front of Jadite. Right?
Exactly, the feud is still there, but at the end of the episode, Tuxedo Mask says, value each other's friendship. And I think the end of Jadite is when we're also going to see the end, or at least the beginning of kind of like a reconciliation between Rei and Usagi.
I would agree. Another thing I found interesting was that Jadite's primary weapon was sort of mind controlling a plane and using a plane as a weapon.
Yeah.
And he ends up inevitably being crushed by his own plane.
Yeah.
Because Mercury uses her illusionary power. Was it the spray bubble? Was it bubble spray?
Bubble. It's bubble spray.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Usagi Sailor Moon that says, "Don't underestimate the power of girls, or just don't underestimate girls." Period.
Yeah.
Which brings it back to the name of the episode, Girl Power. Like
it's really good.
It was very potent in the way.
And we're briefly believed to think that Tuxedo Mask has lost a fight when he comes to save the day. He stops the plane and he goes into a brawl with Jadite, and then only Jadite returns. Yeah. But this is Tuxedo Mask we're talking about. The dude's unstoppable, but he's not looking to take the credit. And that's what I think is very attractive about Tuxedo Mask is that he knows his place. And he knows who the stars of the show. The show's not called Tuxedo Mask, dude.
It's called Sailor Moon.
It's called Sailor Moon.
Like, that's straight up.
She's the pretty guardian.
Yeah,
right?
and he just needs, because they're all still kind of figuring out what they're doing here. I mean, they just all became sailors.
Yeah.
So he knows that he needs to come make an appearance and maybe just clean up situations once in a while. Well, every episode really at this point. Which I'm hoping that he
dodged the Moon Tiara.
Jadite
that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but then right after just got hit by the plane.
Mowed down by the plane.
And then went to eternal sleep.
That was the eternal sleep. I really like that, dude. Yeah. That he will fall to hell below.
Queen Beryl hit him with the eternal sleep.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see maybe
they implied that there'll be. She's like, okay, I'm now appointing you. Queen Beryl was like, I'm now appointing you to take on this fight, and it was this guy with long blue hair, who looked a little bit more broader shouldered and perhaps more menacing. We'll see. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they do. Because Jadite got kind of boring. He wasn't much of a fighter. He wasn't
screwing up every single time.
He
wasn't much of a fighter.
I want to see higher stakes.
He was kind of he was kind of just he was like lame. He was shit. He just wasn't smart.
He wasn't any. Yeah, he was a little headstrong. Well, not headstrong. He was a little too arrogant without earning it, right?
Exactly.
And he lost a friend in the episode prior, and in this one, he lost himself. It's the end of him.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm really looking forward to seeing where the rest of the season at least takes us. In that, like, I imagine that this sort of formula will last for the season. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. And we got introduced to the next
villain.
The villain.
I already talked about that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the guy with the long hair, blue menacing looking.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's enough about this one. Tuxedo Mask, I think, he says to them at the very end, he says, "I can't reveal my identity yet." Which I really like. So there's definitely going to be some kind of reward we're going to get out of Tuxedo Mask that might reveal a little bit more backstory to the whole shebang.
Yeah. I hope he plays a bigger role. I mean, he's coming in at the end of every
episode.
I'd like the fact that he's in every episode. He should just he should start
hanging out.
Straight up.
Yeah. All right. I think at that we can leave you. Thanks for watching. Cheers.